Hey beautiful people, how you doing? Welcome back to a nail class. My name is Bilikis. Today's class is going to be on how to make a maxi dress or boo-boo with a side drawstring, okay? And then you can accessorize it with cover buttons, okay? And it's going to be very beautiful and easy to make. So here I'm making use of this Adire fabric. It is almost 5 yards, okay? But for the main dress, I'm just going to be using 3.5 yards, which will give me 63 inches length, okay? And how did I go about it? I just cut out 3.5 yards from the fabric, and the length is by 56 inches. It is not up to 60. So now, for instance, using this paper, I have my 3.5 yards of fabric here by 56 inches. That's how the fabric is. How did I fold it? All I did is, this is the 3.5. I folded this way, okay, and I folded this way. So this will be for the front and this will be for the back. Or simply fold into two. This is 3.5 yards. Fold into two this way, okay. Then you fold along the 56 inches. So you have this to be the front and this to be the back, however you fold it. But for this is how I fold it, and this is why you see it into 4. Good. The next thing you want to do is to confirm the length, and I have 63 inches. If yours is 60 or less than, just measure it. Good. The first thing we want to do is the shoulder slope. Just mark 3 inches. And then determine the length of the boo-boo. So all you have to do is to place your measuring tape at the bone at the back of your neck, and then you measure it all to your hand. But I'm just going to use the whole of the 28 inches I have here. I have 28 inches here. But because of the selvage, I want to cut it off. So I'll just measure 1 inch. So all my measurement now starts from here, or end there. For the slope, I'll just come down by 1.5. 1.5 to 2 inches is fine. Then straight to the 3 inches. So that is going off. Good. The next thing we want to talk about is the neckline. So for the neckline, I'm just going to make a depth of 3.5 inches for the front. I'll go over the neckline again. It skipped. Now for the neck width, I will be making use of 5.5 inches. I want it to be so wide. Then for the neck depth, for the back, I did 1 inch. While for the front, I did 3.5. So the next thing was to connect from the 5.5 inches to the 1 inch for the back, and the 5.5 inches to the 3.5 inches for the front with my armhole curve. So once that is done, the next thing is to insert the sleeve opening, which we have done. So my sleeve opening is 12 inches. So from that 12 inches, I'm now going to come in by 5 inches. Okay. Which I'm going to take all down. So because of the selvage I'm cutting off, it gives me a total of 6. So you measure 6 inches all down. I've marked it straight to the hem, which is 6 inches. So I'll be cutting that off. So back to what we're doing. So here now you can just make a curve. You can use your armhole for that. Okay. Or if you don't want it so deep, just bring it out this way, however you like. Okay, so once that is done, all we need to do is to cut out. Now this boo-boo is going to have a belt for fitting. So how do you go about that? Usually I don't like it on the waist. I like it a bit above the waist, between the underbust and the waist. Okay, all you have to do now is to measure your underbust. My underbust is 15.5. So my waist is 18. So I'll just make it like 16 or 16.5. That's where the belt is going to be. So that's 16.5 now. How do you know where to place it? Just divide your waist measurement by 4. So whatever you get, my waist is 39.5. So divided by 4 will give me 9 and 3/4. My waist is 39. So divided by 4 will give me 9 and 3/4. But I'm just going to use 9 inches because you kind of want the belt to be hidden. So now from the 16.5, okay, I'm now going to mark 9 inches, which is here. So this is where the placement of my belt is going to be. So you note that. Then the other thing now is for the drawstring, because it's going to be rushed at the at one side. So you want to use your bust pan as a guide to know where to place that. That is going to be like under your bust. So my under bust is 15.5, so I could make it 16 too. Okay, so that is where it's going to start from. So for that, I'll be using my bust pan for that. My bust pan is 9 inches divided by 2, it will give me 4.5, but I will make that 5 inches. So from here to where is the 16? The 16 is here. This is the 16. So I'll just mark 5 inches. So depending on the side you want it to be, so I want it to be, because this is the right side, I want it to be on the left side. So 5 inches. So this is where the drawstring is going to be, although we'll be placing it on the wrong side. Good. So once that is done, we can cut it all out. We are cutting the back first. Then another thing I usually do is from this lower part here, I'll just come in by 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch and then connect straight to the edge. What I'll do now is to remove the one inside, that will be for the back. So the one inside will be for the back. Then I can fold these back. Good. So this is what it looks like. If you think this neckline is too small for you or you want it wider, you can always adjust it. So the next thing I want to do now is to use bias strip to finish the neckline and then hem the sleeve area. I have fixed the neckline with bias strip. Make sure it is a matching one. And then on the right side, this is how lovely it looks. So I marked on the right side, so I've transferred everything now to the wrong side. Also the back, I have fixed the neckline too. Okay, so now what we are going to do is to first fix the drawstring. How do we go about that? I just got this fabric. So the fabric is 14 inches in length. It's actually 15 inches in length. Then I folded this lower part neatly. Okay, so now I have 14 inches in length by 3 inches. Okay, the next thing I now did is to use my pressing iron to fold in 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here. So I'm left with 2 inches. Hope that is well understood, by 14 inches. So once that is done, you now bring it to the marked line. We are starting from this point, so it's going to be placed this way. Can you see the way it is? So what you will need again is the rope for the drawstring. So here I just cut out 2 inches in width of fabric and then folded it to get this rope. So in length, I have it to be 34 inches, so you don't need it too long. It could be shorter than this. So what I'm now going to do is this. Open it up. This is the folded part, so place it this way. Can you see? Once you place it this way in the middle, get the middle. You can fold and also use your pressing iron, but I have notched mine. Once you place it this way, place this string in it this way, and also the second one on it this way. So once it is placed like this, then the first thing you will do is to sew from this edge to this edge to secure everything down so that you can flip it over. Hope that is well understood. So I will do that, then come back again. Now these points are the parts whereby I'm going to have the belt. I've made this belt. So this belt is going to be fixed this way. This is the upper part. Is going to be fixed to have something like this, and also here. So how did I get the measurement of the belt? So here I just folded a fabric by 3 inches. So when you open it up, it is 6 inches. So at this tip here is just for style, it's not compulsory. I just came in by 2.5 inches and then slant it off. That's just style. And the length of my belt is, let me measure so that you can see everything I'm doing. So my belt is 44 inches in length by 6 inches. That is well understood. So let me just do that and then come back. I have sewn it now. So after sewing it this way, I flipped it over to have this. So after flipping it over, then I now have to sew in the middle. Okay, so after sewing in the middle, this is what I have. You can see it is open. The next thing I will do is to now put this in the middle this way. So once you put it in the middle, then you now start sewing from here straight to the end. Make sure you do not sew on this row. Then again, you put this inside and then you sew it by the side. Then you'll be able to draw it. For the belt, I've sewn it and then I make sure I folded it into top stitch. So all you have to do now is to place it here. So once you place it here, then you just sew it down. Guys, I have sewn everything down, so you can see everything has been sewn down, and then the belt, so I placed it this way, sew it up, so it's going to be like this. Then I forgot to tell you that I had to increase this drawstring casing because I realized that little one cannot be enough for me. Okay, so looking at it, this is the end of the dress, so this is where it stops. Can you see? So let me just measure it for you to see. So here I have 26. I cut out 27, but after sewing I have 26.5. So by the time I draw it up, I will have enough. So you can see how it forms. So by the time I put it on, it will form so well. Okay. So you can now decide the cover button you want to use. So maybe I'll make a separate video on how to make a cover button. I use a rivet machine. So here I'm thinking of the plain. Okay, I did little. Then I have another option of black. So but black is kind of dull, but it doesn't matter. It depends on your preference. So I did these two. I don't know whichever one, but I would have preferred without the cover button, but if you want it, you can put it. Okay, so you can even do that before you attach the you sew the front and the back together. So all you have to do is to just tack it about 5 inches away from each other, so that by the time you draw the drawstring, it comes together. Okay, so you can start with maybe 1 inches, you tack it down, then you measure about 4 or 5 inches the next one, then 4 or 5 inches again the next one, so that by the time you launch it up, it's going to come together. So you can do that now. And the last thing will just be to make sure you join front and back together. So the first thing I want to do is to sew up the shoulder. 1/2 inch is okay, then you overlock. If you have not hemmed your sleeve opening, you can then hem it on both sides. Then you just join the shoulder 1 inch, the side 1 inch all down. Then you hem the lower parts. The dress is ready and is looking so beautiful. Can you see how that looks? Just want you to see how beautiful it looks. I'm going to turn it to the wrong side for you to see how the inside is. This is the inside. Can you see? This is the belt and this is the casing. So I'm just going to put it on for you to see how it looks. A beautiful dress is ready and you can see how beautiful it looks, isn't it? So wonderful. So I'm going to tie the belt right now. So all you have to do is to release your hand inside and then tie it up. After tying, this is how beautiful it looks. So wonderful. I'm just going to turn the back for you to see how it looks at the back. You can place order for this boo. We can make it for you. We also have it in different fabrics. I'm sure this tutorial has been helpful. If it has, please give me a giant thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And I remain your girl, Bilikis.